Hey friends, welcome. February 16th, 2025. What if Jesus was not just a figure from history, but someone moving through our world today? What if he walked our streets, sat with us at coffee shops, and spoke to us not through old stories, but in the language of our daily lives? This journey invites you to experience a day in the life of Jesus as if he were physically present among us, here and now. Today, on February 16th, 2025, we follow him through Mesa, Arizona. We witness his encounters with the forgotten, his words to the searching, and his acts of compassion that shake the foundations of what we believe about love and truth. Let's open our hearts to his presence on this day. His message is just as urgent and just as life-changing as it was 2,000 years ago. As the first rays of sunlight stretch across the rugged desert landscape, Jesus makes his way to Riverview Park. The cool, crisp morning air carries the scent of creosote and freshly watered grass. The only sounds are the occasional chirping of birds and the gentle rustling of palm fronds swaying in the breeze. Finding a quiet spot beneath a towering mesquite tree, Jesus kneels, his eyes lifted towards the sky. His hands rest open and on his lap in surrender. Father, thank you for this new day. Let me be a light to those in darkness, a friend to the lonely, and a voice of truth to those who seek you. May your kingdom come in Mesa as it is in heaven. His prayer is not hurried. He waits, listening, allowing the presence of the Father to fill him. He intercedes for the city, for the struggling single parents, the weary laborers, the children longing for love, and the lonely souls who feel unseen. Then, standing, he breathes deeply and begins his day. Walking through downtown Mesa, Jesus takes in the city's heartbeat. Street vendors set up their booths along Main Street. Colorful murals decorate brick walls, and the smell of fresh coffee drifts from the Nile Coffee Shop. Young professionals rush to work. Teenagers gather in front of the Mesa Arts Center, and cars hum along the roads. But amid the busyness, Jesus notices the ones most people overlook. Near the entrance of the Mesa Public Library, a man sits with his head down, his clothes wrinkled and stained. A small, battered backpack lies beside him, his only belongings. People hurry past, avoiding eye contact. Jesus stops. He kneels beside the man and gently asks, "May I sit with you?" The man looks up, startled. "Why? I've got nothing to give you." Jesus smiles. "I'm not here to take anything. I just want to know you." The man hesitates, then begins to speak about how he lost his job, his home, and how shame keeps him from calling his family. Jesus listens, never interrupting. When the man finishes, Jesus places a hand on his shoulder. "You are not forgotten. God sees you, and he loves you. Your past does not define you. A new story can begin today." Jesus helps him to his feet and leads him to Mesa's United Way, where they connect him with food, shelter, and job assistance. Before parting, Jesus prays over him and for the first time in a long while, the man believes that tomorrow might hold hope. By early afternoon, Jesus arrives at Mesa Community College. Students lounge on the grass, sipping coffee outside the cafeteria, and cram for tests in the library. A heated discussion draws his attention. A group of students debating near the student union. Truth is relative, one argues. We all have our own version of what's right and wrong. Jesus steps closer and speaks gently. What if truth is not something we create, but something we discover? They turn, surprised. What do you mean? A young woman asks. Jesus tells a parable. A wise man built his house on solid rock. When the storms came, his house stood firm. Another man built on sand, and when the rain and wind came, his house collapsed. Which foundation is stronger? The students nod. The rock, of course. Jesus smiles. So it is with life. If you build on shifting desires and emotions, you will be shaken. But if you build on truth, you will stand firm. A young woman lingers after the conversation, her eyes filled with anxiety. I feel like I'm drowning in pressure. No matter how hard I try, it's never enough. Jesus looks into her eyes, full of love. Come to me, all who are weary, and I will give you rest. She exhales slowly as if a weight she didn't know she was carrying begins to lift. As the sun sets, Jesus walks to Paz de Cristo, where volunteers are preparing dinner for the hungry. The scent of warm bread and stew fills the air. People shuffle in, their faces marked with hardship, but also gratitude. Jesus puts on an apron and begins serving. He ladles soup, hands out fruit, and speaks to each person as if they are royalty. An elderly woman hesitates before accepting her plate. Why are you doing this? She asks. Jesus smiles warmly. Because love is more than words. Love is action. Later, he kneels before a man whose feet are blistered and swollen from walking all day. Taking a basin of water, Jesus washes them, just as he did for his disciples long ago. Some watch in shock, others in awe. God's kingdom is not far away. It is here, in moments like this, where love overcomes fear, where hope rises from despair. As night falls, Jesus makes his way to Red Mountain Park, where the city lights glimmer in the distance. A vast Arizona sky is a deep indigo speckled with stars. He kneels once more, lifting his face to heaven. Father, let them know you. Let them see your love in the kindness of a stranger, in the laughter of a child, in the sunrise that welcomes each new day. Let this city be a place of peace, healing, and redemption. A warm breeze stirs the desert air. Jesus stands looking toward tomorrow, knowing there are more hearts to touch, more lives to change. And so, another day in the life of Jesus in 2025 comes to an end, but his journey is far from over. Each day this year, you will find Jesus in another city, another story being told here by me. He still moves in our world through acts of kindness, through words of truth, through hands that serve and hearts that give. Tomorrow, he will walk in a new place, meet new people, and reveal more of the Father's love. Will you walk with him? Will you open your eyes to see where he is moving? Join us again tomorrow as we continue this journey, one day at a time, one place at a time, until we see him in every act of love, in every moment of grace. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You'll get a notification as soon as a new video is put out, each and every day. I show up every day. Now, before you leave, I would like to say a prayer for the hopes, needs, and intentions you hold in your heart on this day. Are you ready? Here we go. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Amen. And don't forget, hug your family. They love you. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll see you then, friends. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Bye-bye.